Welcome to the Flip Squad. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to go over some sales, but also today we're going to go over some issues we've had with eBay. One is like killing us. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a glitch or whatever, but I think it is like destroying our sales for a couple of days. They're coming back a little bit, but the issue was pretty severe. We'll go over that in a second, and also some issues about things getting taken down. But let's go over some sales. These sold super fast. That's why we're in the garage, because I listed them and then they sold like an hour later or 2 hours later. So let's go over these. These are some really good sales. All right, so first, this is all out of the storage locker that we had. If you haven't watched our storage locker stuff, go ahead and watch it on the Bearded Thrift Machine. SIG right here, this is a gun brand. This thing sold for $28. Obviously, it's just an empty case. There is no gun inside, obviously, but have to go ahead and say that. But this sold for $28 plus shipping. Then the Crossbreed, and actually somebody in the comments immediately knew what this was. It does say Crossbreed right there. And this is a Crossbreed holster. They have them marked on the back what they are. The 320 would be a P320 SIG compact, which is actually the same gun that would go in here. So that sold, I think, for $29 plus shipping. These right here, all right. You can't sell 13 round magazines on eBay. See where it says 12, 13 down there? Unless I'm missing something, the highest capacity magazine you can sell on eBay is 10. So go and put those aside. Maybe I'll trade them in at the local gun shop or something. Holster right here for SIG, the same weapon sold. And this was 3 different buyers. You would think it would be the same buyer, but nope, 3 different buyers there. I think that only sold for like $5 or $6. Wasn't a whole bunch of money. Daryl, thank you so much. You said that you like watching our videos, and we much appreciate you watching our videos. You bought the Cobalt midget wrenches. These things are usually like ignition wrenches, and this was the standard and the metric back here. They are basically brand new. I put them as pre-owned, but you could tell they've never been used, and they sold, I think, for like $10 or $20 plus shipping. So thank you so much for the purchase. And on these storage unit videos from the Bearded Thrift Machine, people were saying that Hallmark keepsake ornaments were no good, right? This one sold within like 3 minutes for $10 plus shipping. I had it listed a little bit higher. They offered 10. I said, yeah, because we have a whole bunch of them. Some of them were damaged, but people were saying these things would never sell. The ones that I listed were pretty good. Like a couple Jeep ones were pretty good. Some Lighthouse ones were really good. And some of them I listed as high as $45 for one of these bad boys. So don't, when I know that, the Hallmark ornaments, people are like, they're not worth anything, but definitely look them up. If you can, find them out there at yard sales or wherever, storage units, thrift stores, and you comp them out. They got little barcodes on them. Take a little scan with the eBay app, boop, see how much it costs, and then go from there. Make sure you do hit the sold though, because if you don't hit the sold, obviously they are listed for a lot more than they're selling for, but make sure you just don't look at the active listings. Make sure you go over and look at the sold listings. Also, a little fun fact, when you scan something, right, and say it doesn't come up and you're like, oh, this is junk, you might want to go ahead and type in what it is, because sometimes the barcode won't actually bring up the item, but when you type it in, there are some listed and some sold. So little tip for you there. And right now we're actually just waiting at the house. We've listed a ton of things so far this day. I think it's only like around noon 30, and I think we've listed like 37 items so far, but we're waiting for the bug guy. We have a bad mosquito problem in the backyard. We want to build like a little tiki bar and make it like real, nice looking out there, kind of like looking like the Bahamas, and we can't sit out there. We've tried everything for these mosquitoes, so finally we had to call up professionals. So that's what we're waiting on right now before we can go to the storage unit.
Outside storage unit.
All right, so we are at the outside storage unit, and we got the bug guy to come over. Actually, we are doing like mosquito and some other stuff at the house, because the back of the house is just full of mosquitoes and it's ridiculous. But on the Bearded Thrift Machine channel, people were saying it was gonna take us forever to list everything from that one storage unit, right? They were like, there's thousands. People were like, it's gonna take you weeks and weeks. Well, we actually, for a little bit now, it's been like only 2 days we've been working on it, and how many bins do we have left? Well, no, you're right too. So what we did was, so we have 2 bins left, was from the storage unit, we went through it and put all the sellable goods in these bins right here. So we would put the sellable goods in there and we would put it on the rack, and then every time we would come over, be ready to list, we would just pull one down, and it was funny because whatever you pulled, you had to list. And do you like clothes?
No.
No. So funny thing was whoever got the clothing bin was, just not going to have a good listing day, because nobody likes to list clothing.
And
but
guess what bin I got?
You got the clothing bin.
I got the clothing.
Yeah. I got the gun bin, which was nice. So actually, we're going to talk about that too. The gun bin. I think I already stated you can't sell 13 round magazines handguns on eBay. They don't allow you. But we only got one bin left, and it's heavy. Oh, it looks like more clothing. Oh, this is a whole bunch of clothing. Another clothing bin. Not bad, because we've sold some decent clothing from that unit. Now, we did get one item that was deleted off of eBay. Vero, if you don't know what Vero is, Google that. It's V-E-R-O. It's basically where the company's not allowing you to sell that item. Well, ours, guess what? Well, we got a storage unit with a whole bunch of car parts. Most of them are Nissan. And guess what Nissan told me on the Vero Act or whatever? Said that I'm not an authorized seller of Nissan, and they zeroed all of my Nissan parts. The worst thing is now we have all these parts and we don't know what to do with them. Like Macari, I mean, we're gonna sell car parts on Macari? Probably not. Nobody's on Macari looking for car parts, so we don't know what we're gonna do. We're still thinking about maybe getting in touch with our local auction house and see if we can get just rid of these through our local auction house. That might be a good idea. Another huge thing that has been just tearing up our eBay has been this glitch thing. You wanna talk about the glitch?
You will send a person an offer, and then the person will immediately message you after they've bought the item with the offer that you sent, and they said that the amount of money that they paid was not the offer amount. So say you sent an offer for $30. Well, the original price was $50. Well, then they purchased the item. They purchased it for $50 is what eBay told the person. So then the person would message you and say, hey, I didn't purchase this for $50. You offered me $30. Why is it saying I paid $50? And we just had to explain it. And that we got multiple messages about this. And we just had to tell them, hey, eBay's having a glitch. Like we had to take a picture of the actual thing that said that what they paid, and then it was fine. But I mean, we had to do that multiple times.
And that's why we were also saying that I think we got a lot of canceled items, and so did y'all. Y'all said that you also had a lot of canceled items, so it's probably why is that when you're sending an offer out, it's showing your offer is $50. They're saying, okay, I'll buy it for $50. When they go to check out in their cart, it's saying the original price that it actually was listed on eBay. So huge glitch there. That has so far been like 3 or 4 days like that. We haven't had one in 2 days though.
Yeah.
So hopefully they fixed it. But in those 3 or 4 days, our sales were really far down, and we canceled many orders. So it was a lot because we sell a lot of ours. I don't know about y'all, but we sell a lot of ours on offer. So somebody offers us money, we say, yeah, we'll take it. So not that good there. We are going to go to the gym. Then what sold? Back in the storage unit. That was pretty aggressive. Back in the storage unit. What we're going to do is go over a whole bunch of what sold. So let's do it. This thing right here. Somebody that was watching the Bearded Thrift Machine channel asked us so long ago they wanted to buy this. And it is a Primo's Hunting Calls trigger stick. So it's like a shooting rest. It's actually pretty nice. And you whoop, whoop, and then when you're done, put your rifle up there. And then it has this thing you push. It's really nice. We couldn't find it, could we? Like, we had lost it. We don't know where it was. It was back actually in the golf club. So this sold $20 plus shipping super fast when we actually found it. And I know it didn't go to the person that wanted it, so I much apologize. Golf club right here, Cleveland Voss, V-A-S, 792 2-iron, ladies flex. Sorry, no, stiff flex. I thought this was a ladies flex. I don't know. Sold for $29.90 plus shipping. Very fast seller there. Harley Davidson ornament. You picked this up at the $5 box, right? Mm-hmm. And this sold for $5 plus shipping. So we made so much money on that $5 ornament box. If you haven't seen it, that is also in the Bearded Thrift Machine. A flocked, this is like almost like an antique. Not probably an antique, but definitely a vintage bear. Sold for $17 plus shipping. That is also an ornament. The New Britain, right here, that's my custom scuba. That's a big old socket right there. New Britain, made in the United States. It is a 3/4 drive, which is the biggest drive that there's a 1-inch drive, but you rarely come across those. These are pretty big, and this is a 1 5/8 socket. So a big socket. So for $8 plus shipping. The bamboozle chains. These right here, we got this from where we got a wallet. We were bamboozled. We now call them the bamboozle chains. Kayla listed them. So for $10 plus shipping, we got 4 of them, didn't we? We sold each one for about $10. So we made $40. Basically, a guy, we sold him a Harley Davidson wallet. He said it was trash. He said, okay, just return it. He returned a whole bunch of these chains. And so we then sold the chains and made the same money back. Not bad.
We refunded him before we
yeah.
got the package.
Yep. So this thing right here is a Merrill Lynch Bull Buffalo Golf Club head, $30 plus shipping. There were very little sold here, and honestly, 30 bucks for this, pretty awesome. It's how we know it says Merrill Lynch right there on the leather, because it took us a while to actually figure that out. These guys, 127 right here. If you want to take a look at those, they are. I'll throw up the sold comp. I forget the actual name of these, but we got them for like 30 bucks. We bought 2 sets. I think the other set already sold. It was like $30 a set, so we paid 60 bucks for 2 sets. This one set sold for 120 plus shipping. We have a Wii controller and battery thingamajiggy. It's actually not from Wii, it's like an off-brand, but it's still sold for I think 10 bucks. Sold for $12 plus shipping on that, so that's not too bad. This is one day of sales. I think we had 14 sales today, which is pretty good. Also this week, so we had the Vero, right? So we got Nissan parts taken off of eBay, which was rough, because now I just have a whole bunch of Nissan parts I don't know what to do with. Then we had the glitch thing, right? So then we got a negative review on eBay, and it was the craziest thing because it was on a really good deal. It was the lot of needle pins, knitting needles. And it was like an insane amount of product. It was like over 100 pieces, and they bought it for 20 bucks plus shipping, right? And they get it, they say that they were, you know, it wasn't a mystery box. Like I took pictures of what you were getting, and they were like, this was cheap and not worth the money. I think they probably were 10 cents in. I went on their little eBay store. They sell knitting stuff. So they were going to flip it, and there's still a ton of money there to flip. So I don't know. It wasn't a mystery box. I don't know what they're complaining about. But when you get a negative review like that, what I like to do is I don't really respond to the person. I respond on the comments about what transpired, because, you know, obviously when you go on eBay, the first thing you do is if they have a negative review, you go in there and check what it says, right? So I responded as I was talking to new customers. Hey, this is what happened. The seller always tries to deal with, you know, unhappy customers by free returns and everything like that. I told him that customer did not reach out to us prior, right? They didn't reach out to us, so we would have fixed the problem. We would have free returns back, and that's what I like to do with that. I never like go back at them like, you know, you got a good deal or something like that, because just remember, other customers are going to read it. So my best policy is, you know, emotionally I was a little upset. I was like, what are you talking about? You got deals, like deals on this one. And so what I like to do is just get on there, explain to other customers, hey, if you are unhappy with anything that you get, we do have free returns, and we will usually make everything right. So it's been a tough week on eBay, right?
Yeah, we'll make it through.
We'll make it through though. We do appreciate everybody watches, and we'll see you later.